What's up, everybody? James Jackson here, back again with another video. If you're new to my channel, I do tips, tricks, news, and reviews for the film and video making industry. So if you do like the content here, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell so you can stay up to date on all the content going forth. So yes, we finally got the firmware update for the R5. I actually have gone out and done some tests with this camera, a few tests, but I've also ran into some issues with my tests, and I will go over those in a second. But I do have something that I think is still valuable information. So mainly we're going to cover Canon Log 3 versus Canon Log 1, and sort of seeing how does that this new upgrade in terms of C-Log 3, because to me this is the bigger update of the 3 compares to that, as well as talk about the IPB profiles, because of just how does this new compression work. Is it going to hinder down computers? And this comes at almost a perfect time because I've been so busy, but I just got a brand new computer. You may not be able to see it, but I got the box that originally I got from it. So I just recently purchased the Gigabyte Aero, Gigabyte Aero 15, the OLED 4K laptop. So I just got that. So I just got this, and I've just installed it. And I've got some things that I'm really excited to show you about that, regarding that, and how, especially if you are an R5 owner, you may be interested in this. What I will just simply say is this laptop is worth the value. The R5, especially the new compressed IPB files, play back smoothly in DaVinci Resolve, compared to the previous my previous laptop, which was Dell, which was at best choppy and like gnaw-gummy annoying. Here I can play it back entirely without issues. And so this laptop, and I'll leave a link to it in the description below, is just under $2,000. It's just under $1,900 for the version I bought, which is the 4K display with 10th generation i7 8-core processor, and the graphics card is an NVIDIA 2070 Supermax Q. So while it's not the more higher end graphics card, it's not the higher end processor, and it plays back really smoothly, which I will show you guys in a bit. But I just want to let you know, and it even plays back RAW files, the 8K RAW files, even the Cinema Raw Lite version back. There is a little bit of hiccup with the 8K RAW, a little bit less with the RAW Lite. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to show you the RAW Lite, and simply because I was recording RAW Lite with the Sigma 18-35, which you may be wondering why this is an APS-C lens. But if you shoot at 35, you don't really get any vignetting, so you don't have to worry about that. The issue seems to be that I came across was that there's a flickering that I didn't notice it while I was recording, but when I got back to my computer, I did notice there's this weird flickering that's happening. So my guess is this lens is not communicating with the drop-in in the filter adapter that I have for my RF mount lenses. So I'm going to go talk about 8K on another time when I have a better, more comprehensible setup. So just be aware of that. However, I do have enough to talk about Canon Log 3 versus Canon Log 1. So I actually, as we'll cut over here, so I have DaVinci Resolve loaded up, and I will just to get you guys, and I will go into full screen, so you guys will be able to see. Let's go into full screen, and I'm just going to hit play. I'm going to hit play. Oh, undo. I didn't mean to do that. So let's go to full screen. So, and as you will see here, it starts off choppy at first, but now plays back smoothly. And this is the and by the way, people, this is the 4K HQ. So this is the oversampled 4K that's coming from 8K down to 4K. So it's the oversampled 4K with both Log 1 and Log 3 using the new super compressed IPB format. So now you get smaller sizes, you still get a great looking image, And at least on the new Aero 15, it plays back without any hiccups or any issues in DaVinci Resolve if you were any interest in that. But let's move into the color page, because I wanted to show you guys, and now let me go ahead and cut to the full screen so you guys can see. And as you guys are probably noticing, so this is right here, what you're seeing, this is log 1. And this is log, and what you see here is log 3. Now, I want to just let you know right now, I did match these two video clips based on skin tone instead of just going for the highlights. And you'll see as I'll turn this on, because this will show false colors. But if you look at the girls' skins, let me drag this up a little further because it may look like it's underexposed. But as you can see, as you see right here, it's just that we did expose correctly. So this is the ones we're going to be using. And as you see, you can notice there's a little bit of a hot spot here, but you'll definitely see it here. So so I will say this, there is absolutely more dynamic range in the highlights. It's not clipping nearly as hard as you can see here. It's not clipping as hard. In Canon Log 1, it's clipping. We go to Canon Log 3, and it is, as we get to the correct exposure, it's not clipping as much. We're not getting nearly as many spots. And then as I go into here, I did a little conversion. As you guys will see, let me go to full screen. So this is, again, Canon Log 1. And what you'll notice probably immediately is that the color seems to be a lot more leaning towards red/magenta into it. The highlights, especially here, you can see here, are clipping, have a pretty fast clipping point. And then if we, let's go out real quick. If we go to the third one, and let's get it to where it's exposed correctly, you'll notice everything seems to be a lot more neutral. It doesn't seem to be so much contrast. It doesn't seem to be, the colors seem to be much more in order. There's still a little bit of a red shift, but it's much more manageable in this. But as you'll see, you're still not losing any details with this. As I scroll back and I'll start playing again, you'll notice you're not losing any details with this. You may have a little bit of a hot spot here, but everything's clear. We still got information in our shadows with Canon Log 3. So that's one of the things I point out. There is a noticeable dynamic range, and you guys can see it. There is definitely, if you're exposing for skin, there is a noticeable dynamic range difference. I would still say go to as much as to protecting the highlights as much as possible, which will, by the way, leads us to my final thing that I want to mention, and sort of a precautionary. One of my commenters brought up that a lot of YouTubers have been getting issues where they would try expose something properly and it would be blown out. Now, I told him I did not experience that issues. What I didn't mention was I was experiencing the exact opposite. So if you're going off the screen, at least with Canon Log 3, if you're going off the screen of the R5, if you try to expose everything correctly, you're actually seeing that you're underexposing quite significantly. I had to use, so I used my Shinobi to sort of gauge and get a proper exposure. And when I was noticing what I was seeing as proper exposure on the Shinobi, it looked really blown out on the screen on the R5. Like really blown. It looked like it was almost 2 stops or 2.5 stops above. So this is something that Canon definitely needs to fix in terms of screen exposure correctly. So if you're an R5 user and you're planning to use Canon Log 3, I strongly recommend you getting a monitor, especially a color calibrated monitor, and a monitor that doesn't adjust its false colors and measurements based on LUTs. And that's one of the things I do love about the Atomos monitors, especially the Shinobi. Like, even if you were to import a LUT or change something, it does not affect the false colors. It's based on the raw data that's coming out of the camera. So I would not trust the monitor if you're using Log 3 at this point in time. I would definitely say get an external monitor and use that. So this is just a quick little wrap up. Hopefully this information you guys was good enough for you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a comment below and let me know what else would you like to know. Hit that subscribe button once again and hit those likes. The likes definitely help out. So thank you guys for watching this video, and until next time, take care everyone.